Hi and welcome to this big variety quiz. What makes it big? Well, there's 100 questions. The variety are all these subjects here. There's 20 questions on each topic, 10 of which are fun picture questions. If you'd like to set yourself a goal for this quiz, here are the benchmarks that you're aiming for. Our first round is geography, and we're starting right now. What is a ring-shaped coral reef that encircles a lagoon called? An atoll, barrier reef, or key? That is an atoll. Baffin Island is part of which country? South Africa, Canada, or Australia? That's part of Canada. The northernmost point of Africa is in which country? Egypt, Chad, or Tunisia? It's in Tunisia. Which country shares the longest border with Kazakhstan? China, Mongolia, or Russia? The correct choice there is Russia. What's the small country in the mountains between France and Spain? Andorra, Liechtenstein, or San Marino? That is Andorra. The Dominican Republic has a land border with only one country. Which is it? Cuba, Haiti, or Puerto Rico? It is Haiti. The tourist area of the Amalfi Coast is in which country? Brazil, Italy, or Argentina? That's in Italy. Nubia is an historical region located in which continent? Africa, Europe, or Asia? That's in Africa. What goes with St. Kitts to make the name of a Caribbean country? The Grenadines, Trinidad, or Nevis? That is St. Kitts and Nevis. Asuncion is the capital city of which country? Paraguay, Uruguay, or Bolivia? The answer is Paraguay. Which image is in Dubai? The answer, the Museum of the Future, which is A. Which is the Nile River? That's B. Which is the flag of Bangladesh? That's B. Which is a mangrove forest? That's C. Which one is of Sicily? The answer is A, Mount Etna in Sicily. Which is a fold mountain? The answer is A, which is Mount Everest. Which landmark was made in France? The answer is C. Which shows an isthmus? A, B, or C? That is B. Which image shows tundra? That's B. Which shows the Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia? That is A. The Minoan civilization was based in which Mediterranean island? Sicily, Crete or Cyprus? The answer is Crete. Which modern-day country was once known as Snowland? Scotland, Greenland or Iceland? The answer, Iceland. In which century did Michelangelo paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? The 12th, 14th or 16th? That was in the 16th century. What colour was the world's first adhesive postage stamp? Was it black, red or green? It was the penny black. In March 1965, Alexei Leonov became the first person to perform what? A spacewalk, a heart transplant, or a trans-Pacific flight? The answer, a spacewalk. Which war began in Europe on the 1st of September? The 30 Years' War, World War I, or World War II? That was World War II. Who commissioned the Arc de Triomphe in Paris in 1806? Napoleon I, Charles de Gaulle, or Louis XVI? That was Napoleon I. In the 1950s, Panama disease almost wiped out a variety of which fruit? Apple, banana or grape? The answer is banana. Which couple is credited with forming the nation of Spain? Francisco and Maria, Ferdinand and Isabella, or William and Mary? That was Ferdinand and Isabella. The first modern refineries focused on producing what from crude oil? Kerosene, gasoline or diesel? The answer is kerosene. Which statue is of Genghis Khan? A, B or C? The answer is B. Which is inventor and businessman Thomas Edison? He is A. Which is a pugio used in ancient Rome? It is B, the small dagger. Which is the Oseberg Viking ship? That is C. Which depicts the Battle of New Orleans? The answer is A. Which was invented first? The answer, the steam locomotive. Which depicts Christopher Columbus? The answer is C. Which depicts soldiers in the Crimean War? The answer is B. Which one is Florence Nightingale? That's her in the middle. Which is from the Toltec Empire? The correct choice there is A. Graphene is made entirely of which element? Carbon, silicon, or lithium? It's made from carbon. Which scientific prefix is used for a billion? Mega, giga, or tera? The answer is giga. The pericardium is a covering for which organ in the body? The heart, brain, or liver? The answer, the heart. Plutonium is derived from which other element? Uranium, chromium, or polonium? The answer, uranium. What is the medical term for a blind spot in your vision? Is it scotoma, myopia, or conjunctivitis? The answer is scotoma. What is the oxidizer in traditional gunpowder? Is it sulfur, charcoal, or potassium nitrate? It is potassium nitrate. In which state of matter does heat travel fastest? Gases, liquids, or solids? The answer is solids. Natrium is the Latin name for which element? Silicon, lead, or sodium? The answer, sodium. What trees belong to the genus Quercus? Beech, oak, or ash? The answer is oak trees. In space, what was the Shoemaker-Levy 9? A moon, a comet, or a star? It was a comet. Which is a Tesla coil? A, B, or C? The correct one there is B. Which was discovered first? The answer is X-rays. Which is an Archimedes screw? The answer is B. Which one is amethyst? That's C. Which one is an anemometer? That's C. Which one depicts Isaac Newton? The answer is A. Which shows iodine crystals? That's C. Which is an illustration of a virus? That's B. Which shows a non-Newtonian fluid? That's A. Which is a fossilized trilobite? That one is B. I hope you're enjoying the quiz so far. Our next round, which is animals, is just coming up. But first, I wanted to let you know that at the end of this quiz, I've got an important announcement for you about something new, exciting and exclusive for you. So stick around for that. Let's continue with the quiz with some questions on animals. Snow leopards are native to which continent? North America, Asia, or Antarctica? They're from Asia. Which of these animals has the longest pregnancy? A cat, a horse, or a dog? The correct one there, the horse. A bonobo is closely related to which other animal? A chimpanzee, an alligator, or a leopard? The answer, a chimpanzee. Which bird builds its nest using solidified saliva? A starling, stork, or swiftlet? The answer, the swiftlet. What type of animal is a minke? A monkey, an antelope, or a whale? It's a type of whale. Stag, Goliath, and green tiger are varieties of what insect? Beetle, bee, or moth? They are all beetles. What animal has a tongue twice as long as its body? A chameleon, bullfrog, or giant anteater? The answer, a chameleon. How many horns do African rhinos typically have? None, 1, or 2? They usually have 2. What is a wildebeest classified as? An antelope, buffalo, or bison? And I think quite surprisingly, it's an antelope. What is a scarlet ibis? A bird, a fish, or a lizard? It is a bird. Which is the heaviest land mammal? That is A, the elephant. Which of these snakes is non-venomous? That's C. Which of these is not found on the Galapagos Islands? That's C. Which is an aardvark? That's B. Which can run the fastest? That's A. Which has the slowest metabolism? That's B. Which one cannot jump? That's C. Which one is not an insect? That's A. Which is native to Africa? That's B. And which of these can dive the deepest? That's A sperm whale. Which chocolate bar was advertised by a kid dressed as a cowboy? Milky Bar, Kit Kat, or Snickers? That was the Milky Bar Kid. Which word means dry on a bottle of Italian still wine? Dolce, Passito, or Secco? The correct answer is Secco. Which is a small service lift used to transport food in a restaurant? A lazy Susan, stupid cook, or dumb waiter? It is a dumb waiter. Tartar sauce is usually served with which food? Beef, seafood, or pasta? The answer is seafood. Chocolate brand Lindt is from which country? Belgium, Switzerland or France? The answer is Switzerland. A nectarine is essentially a smooth-skinned what? Peach, plum or apricot? The answer is peach. What main colour is a packet of barbecue Pringles? Orange, green or purple? The answer is purple. Which component of wine is directly transformed into acetic acid to produce vinegar? The water, the sugar or the alcohol? The answer, the alcohol. Which is made from tree sap, maple syrup, tapioca or semolina? The answer, maple syrup. What is the main flavour of a Mediterranean aioli sauce? Garlic, lemon or mint? The answer is garlic. Which was the first commercially manufactured breakfast cereal? The answer is A. Granola. Which shows Jerusalem artichokes? The correct option there is A. Which is known in France as escargot? That's B. Snails. Which originated in South America? The correct one there is peanuts. Which is gnocchi? That is B. Which is Black Forest cake? They all look delicious, but the correct answer is A. Which is considered slightly radioactive due to its potassium content? The answer is B. Bananas. Which one is a Swiss cheese? That's A. The world's best-selling beverage is water, beer or cola? It is water. And which is the most eaten staple food in the world? That is B. Rice. So, if you were keeping your score, how did you do? Let me know in the comments down below. And now for my big announcement. When I'm researching these quizzes, I come across so many fascinating topics, and I often go down a rabbit hole reading about them, and it got me thinking, maybe you guys would like to know more about some of the subjects that I cover in these quizzes. So I'm creating a weekly newsletter. It's going to be completely free, and of course it's going to include a quiz, plus a couple of interesting articles which I think you'll enjoy. I'll be sending it out every Friday. It's really easy to get, so don't miss out. All you need to do is sign up using your email address by either pausing the video and scanning this QR code on the screen with your phone, or use a link in the description down below. The first edition will be out on Friday the 20th of February, and each week I'll send you an exclusive quiz, 2 news articles and an insider update. If that sounds like something that you'd enjoy, then just sign up now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on another video.